while back, I saw a news article with the headline, "Snorkeler finds $1.5 million worth of cocaine," which I think you can guess what it was about. Basically, a guy finds a big black bag floating in the ocean, takes it to the shore, opens it, and finds 25 bricks of cocaine. I found myself thinking about that story from time to time because I was putting myself in the guy's shoes. What do you do? It's like such a wild story. I wanted to show a friend of mine, so I Googled it, and I found something interesting. I found this article, this article, which is about the same pile of cocaine as the second one, but this one calls it Boca Raton, which I love. And there's this one and this one, and there's more, but I'm not just gonna say "and this" and have headlines flash next to me for 25 minutes. All of these articles are post-2020, so this is a thing that's still going on. One of the articles was just a few weeks ago, and obviously this is a thing that's been going on for quite a while actually down in Florida. One article said, "As a place with a large water-based landscape, Florida is no stranger to drugs washing up on the coast. Whereas drugs are beginning to show up on Florida's northern beaches, Broward and Dade counties have been the primary places. 70,000 pounds were found in 2009, 39,000 in 2011, 78,000 pounds in 2012 in Broward and Dade counties. On the beaches of St. Augustine area in St. Johns County, in May 2013, $7 million worth of cocaine washed up, followed by 16 kilos of cocaine that September." What kind of a drug dealer loses $7 million in a month? How much cocaine do you have to sell to comfortably lose $7 million? I don't think that they're losing this cocaine comfortably. I associate beaches with fun and families, things like that. Except for when I was living in San Diego and I would get a burrito and I would go to the beach and I would just stare into the ocean and think about how depressed I was. But normally they're like fun. Imagine you're walking down the beach, you got your wife, you got your kid, maybe your parents are there, making memories, having fun, and a seagull lands on the beach and you guys look, take the eyes off the toddler for a second, turn around, and that kid is knees deep into a bale of cocaine, throwing it around like one of those snow-making machines on a ski mountain. Who even does cocaine? It's the worst drug that exists. Why is there 70 pounds floating around in the ocean? Who's doing this shit? Like, I'm not anxious and paranoid enough. Now I'm hanging over a mirror with the sketchiest people I've ever met until 4 a.m, drinking Boone's Farm wine and watching YouTube conspiracy videos talking about how the government's out to get us. Finally, these sketchballs leave your apartment and eventually you fall asleep and get the 3 hours of the worst sleep you've ever gotten. And you wake up so disoriented and depressed, you don't know if you should jump off a building or do more cocaine. Or so I've heard, at least. Cocaine sucks. So this has been going on in Florida for quite a while, and I found this news story from 2019 where a concerned parent was interviewed and he said this.
Man, I hope my kids don't get in it, That's what I'd hope. There's a lot of kids out here on the beach right now, brother. You don't want to get in any of that mess, or one of them opens up or something and you got kids in the water.
Now, obviously, I understand where he's coming from, and I realize that would be bad. But that picture is so funny to me. A few kids go out to swim in the ocean, and they come back all fired up like they're leaving a 1980s key party. Your kid goes for a swim, and then all of a sudden they come back and they're telling you about all the great business ideas that they have, and they are really going to go on that cross-country trip they've been wanting to go on all their lives, pacing back and forth, grinding their teeth, wearing Finding Nemo swimmies. That's funny. Speaking of children and cocaine, what if they made a children's movie about one of these bricks of cocaine that is, on one of these smuggler ships and it doesn't want to get people high? It's a kid's movie. It's got this dream of starring in a Broadway play. So it jumps off the smuggler ship, eventually gets found by a snorkeler, makes it, into a police lockup, somehow gets out of the police lockup, makes a way up to New York City. It's an adventure movie. And by the end, Bricky makes it all the way to New York City, makes it in a Broadway play, and everybody in a Broadway play already has their own cocaine, so he's finally not getting hit up for a key bump. And it ends with Bricky starring in Chicago, where he plays that lawyer. There's gotta be people that are just going to South Florida beaches looking for cocaine, right? If there's this many articles about the cocaine being found, there's gotta be cocaine that doesn't get reported. So there's gotta be like a group of people that are just looking for free cocaine, right? It does seem kind of dangerous though. I feel like the people that lose $1.5 million of cocaine are probably looking for it and probably aren't the type of people to be messed with. Are you familiar with the rapper Stitches?
Fuck the police. I got kilos in my bag.
I think that this is actually how he got his start in the rap game. It makes perfect sense. You find a 70-pound bale of cocaine, you do half of it, you start a rap career with the other half of it, made in the shade. He's from Dade County. This probably happened.
I love selling blood.
But what if a regular person like you or me were to find 67 pounds of cocaine on the beach? I imagine most people just call the police, but there's gotta be like a 30-second, 1-minute time period where you're like, oh man, this is so much cocaine. Like, can I get away with this? Who do you sell cocaine to? What do I do? But then you're like, well, if I take this, some drug cartel is probably gonna remove my head from my body, so I should probably just call the police. Have you ever heard of that cocaine bear in Kentucky in the 80s where this bear stumbled on a smuggler's stash of like 40 kilos of cocaine? And because it's a bear, it just ate all the cocaine and then was raging around the forest for a while and then eventually, died a terrible death. That's actually not a bad idea. You're on the beach, it's sunny, 40 kilos of cocaine, you just have like the wildest 45 minutes of your life and then just explode. Go out on top, Hey, thanks for watching that video. I really appreciate it. If you really liked it, can you really like it and maybe subscribe and ding that bell and do whatever else it is you gotta do? And if you want, here's some more videos that you can watch, and then at the end of those videos is going to be this video, because time's an endless circle or whatever.